Hey guys, it's Yoda Manager here. I have a bit of a problem with my undo redo system for my map editor. I've solved most of the bugs, but there's one that remains that's very annoying, and Crazy Programmer has offered to help me with it. But in the meantime, I want to just kind of demonstrate what's happening. So I'm going to run the program real quick. I'm going to maximize it. Don't really need to comment everything that I'm doing. Okay, first I'm going to shut off the grid by hitting Control G just so that we can see the bricks. Let me just go ahead and talk about this actions to undo redo text right here real quick. Obviously it goes in the order there, so undo will be here, redo will be here. That's just so that we can make sure that objects are actually being inserted into the undo and redo stack. So I'm just going to go ahead and click to create a few bricks. And as you can see, we created 14 bricks, so there's 14 undos available. So if I hit Shift Z, I can go back one step at a time, and then if I hit Shift Y, I can redo it all one step at a time until I get to the last one. And then as you see, the stacks transfer over. So the last stack of the undo array becomes the next element in the redo array. So just like that. Okay, so now when I click, you'll notice that there is 14 redos available. However, if I were to create an object and still have those redos available, they would become invalid and the program would crash. So what I have to do is I actually have to check and see if it is a new action, and then if the redo stack is greater than nothing, then I just reset it to nothing, and that just makes sure that information doesn't get copied over that shouldn't be copied over. So then when I click, you'll notice it becomes 0, and then the undo gets one element added to it. So let's say I create a row or two here, and then let's say I decide to knock out a couple blocks. Okay, well, I just right click to delete those. Let's say I didn't want to delete that last one, so I hit Shift Z to undo the one. And then let's say that I want to redo it. Well, I hit Shift Y and nothing is happening. And yet, if I click in that spot, you'll see that the grid space was available. So that means that it was empty. For whatever reason, it just isn't deleting the sprite. And I don't know why. You'll see if I undo everything, it's still there. This one, since I deleted it, now it's reappeared. Now if I hit Shift or Control Y to redo everything, that space will be available too. So if I click it, it'll go up to 38. But you'll notice that when I click on the other ones, that grid space is in use, so I can't use it. So I'm really not sure what is happening here, because the sprites are remaining there, but the space is available. So I know it's working, it just isn't re-deleting the sprites. Otherwise, I've got everything working pretty well. I mean, all things considered, I'm nowhere near as where I wanted to be for the project, but, making do. Yeah, so if anybody can offer any insight, maybe it's a bug with 2.16. Because I'll even show you real quick in the undo stuff here. Here's my redo function. It'll redo the tile placement, and then right here where it says case tile deleted, it should delete it right there. And then it sets the grid space correctly. It tells it to be available. So when this tile exists flag is in use, it's in 1, it's marked as 1, and then when you go to actually click to create a tile there, if it is 0, it'll allow you to place a tile there, and then it'll set it as 1. But if it's already 1, it just won't work, So I really don't know. I have a UDT right here, which stores all of the data that I need in order for the 2 arrays. So I have an undo stack and a redo stack based off of this. I also have a copy data object based off of it. And you'll notice that I'm using that here in the inputs to copy the data over so that when it gets added to the undo stack, it right away knows what to do. And then later on, I'm using that same copy data object to transfer the most recent redo action or information, and then I'm adding it to the undo stack again, and then removing that last element. So really the bug is in here. It seems to be executing this, but not executing this, and I really don't know why. It's almost as if the sprite itself just doesn't realize that it's being deleted. So I don't know if it's a glitch with 2.16 or something else with my code, because like I said, everything else works. It resets the flag, and you know, I'm even going to put a print statement in here just real quick. So I'm going to stop running it. I'm going to put a print statement, and we're going to see what actually happens. Whoops. Am I gone? We'll see. Delete. Whoops. Undo. Whoop, I undid a few too many. Ah, it flashed, so that block is indeed executing. But for some reason, it just isn't registering. And I don't know why. And you'll notice now, this row that I originally deleted and then undid and then redid, I can't delete it because it doesn't think that there's anything there. Those sprites are still there, and thus I'm able to use those grid elements when I really shouldn't be able to if something exists there. But nothing exists there, so I really don't know what's going on. I'm so frustrated I could go for a brownie.